Hello. Today I'm reading from Encyclopedia Brown Shows the Way, written by Donald Sobel. This is The Case of the Tooth Puller. Who's that on the phone? Asked Sally. Phineas Cole, answered Encyclopedia as he came back into the garage. Phineas is pulling teeth at the first church summer carnival. He wants us to come over right away. Did he yank the wrong tooth? Asked Sally worriedly. No, but he's afraid there may be trouble. He'll tell us about it at the carnival. Two detectives close the agency and bike to the church. Carnival was set up on the back lawn. Children and parents moved along the rows of tents and booths playing all kinds of games. There's Phineas, said Encyclopedia. He pointed to a booth with a pool table. Above the booth hung a sign, Be Your Own Dentist. Win a prize, 2 tickets. I'm glad you got here so fast, Phineas greeted the sleuths. Something bad is going to happen. He had to break off in order to see to business. A small girl had stepped uneasily to the pool table. She eyed the shelf of prizes. Without a word, she handed Phineas 2 tickets and tapped her loose tooth. Don't be scared, Phineas said. You won't feel a thing. Quickly, he tied a piece of string to the wobbly tooth. The other end he tied to the tip of the cue stick. Put a black ball in the center of the table. He gave the girl a white ball and the cue stick. Make the white ball hit that black ball, he said. Call your pocket. If you sink the black ball, you win the prize. The girl lined up the white ball with the black ball. Corner pocket, she said. She gripped the cue stick tightly. Just before she stopped, she lost her nerve and shut her eyes. The cue stick jerked forward. Out popped the tooth, but the white ball rolled wildly away. It missed the black ball completely. Phineas untied the tooth. He handed it to the girl wrapped in paper. Better luck next time, he said. To Encyclopedia, he added proudly, I get lots of repeat business. You didn't call us here to show us your do-it-yourself tooth puller, said Encyclopedia. What's wrong? Bugs Meany, answered Phineas. Do you remember what he did at last year's carnival? Encyclopedia remembered. Bugs had stood near Phineas's booth and sold pills for 10 cents each. The pills were really only candy aspirin from a toy doctor's kit, but Bugs said they were painkillers. Without pain to worry about, nearly every kid sank his shot, recalled Phineas. I was cleaned out of prizes in 3 hours. Bugs was chased later, but he swore to get revenge on me this year. I don't see Bugs around, said Sally. You probably won't, said Phineas. Bugs has an opening for a new tiger. The word is out that he's giving some boy a trial today. If the boy does something to me without being caught, he becomes a tiger. But nobody knows who the boy is. Has there been any trouble yet? Asked Sally. Plenty. Take a look. Coming between the rows of booths and tents was a parade of children in costumes. The parade is to build interest in the amateur show tonight, said Phineas. The kids are marching to the auditorium for tryouts. Of course, some won't be good enough. Others will get stage fright when they see so many seats and head straight home. I'm not following you, said Encyclopedia. Look closer, said Phineas. Encyclopedia looked closer. Anne and Willie Hallstrom, who sang duets, were limping. Ted Carter, who did hog calls, had his left arm in a sling. Hank Ives, who did magic tricks, had a long scratch between his elbow and the bottom of his short sleeve. Kitty Bly, Idaville's best ballerina, had a bandaged arm. There were about 30 children in the parade. Every one had cuts and bruises. Many wore bandages. What hit them? Exclaimed Encyclopedia. A tent, said Phineas. He explained that the performers had gathered at the office tent before the parade. Suddenly the center pole had mysteriously given way, and the tent had fallen. The children were treated by a nurse. Luckily, no one was seriously hurt. It's the work of the boy who wants to be a tiger, said Sally. I just know it. But how does he knock down a tent? How does knocking down a tent help bugs get revenge on me? Said Phineas. I saw the tent fall and ran over to help. When I returned to the booth, nothing was missing. I telephoned you just to be safe. Phineas, it was Mrs. Garcia, the carnival chairman. A roll of carnival tickets was stolen from the office tent when it fell, she said. I just had a telephone call. The caller didn't give his name, but he said you stole the tickets and hid them in the pool table. That's not true, said Phineas. See for yourself. I shall, said Mrs. Garcia sternly. She dropped the white ball into 3 pockets. Each time the ball ran down the gutter under the table and came out in a shelf on the far end. She tried the 4th pocket. The sound of the ball rolling suddenly stopped. She reached into the pocket and drew out the ball. She reached in again and pulled out what had blocked the ball, a roll of carnival tickets. Mrs. Garcia said Encyclopedia. Phineas didn't steal the tickets, but I think I know who did. Who was the thief? Wow. Well, let's see here. I don't know. Did you see any clues? Pills. Bugs last year had pills to cure pain. Wasn't the girl getting her tooth pulled? Tent. Performers gathered at the tent office. The center pole gave way. The tent fell. Ali. Well, we can take Phineas's word for it. Somebody took him and put him in the pool table while he was going to help the people under the tent. I don't know. Do you guys see any clues? Well, let's see what they say. Solution. The real thief was Hank Ives, the magician. Hank Ives had a long scratch between his elbow and the bottom of his shirt sleeve. Interesting. He had pushed over the pole in the tent office. During the confusion, he stole a roll of tickets. When Phineas ran to help, leaving his booth empty, Hank hid the tickets in the pool table. Hank never meant to try out for the amateur show. He couldn't. So he made believe he had stage fright and left the auditorium before he was called on to perform. He might have gotten away with framing Phineas, except for Encyclopedia. The detective spotted him in the parade. All magicians pull things out of their sleeves, so they must wear long sleeves. But Hank wore short sleeves. Well, that's kind of puzzling because if Hank, well, he was supposedly going to the thing. If the magician is performing, they might wear long sleeves. But if they're not performing, they couldn't need to. I guess he was, though, going to perform. Okay. There's these little things, little tiny clues that Encyclopedia picks up on that Clouds are a little beyond me.